Happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day today so far, having a good holiday. The first thing I want to say is I want to give thanks to all the men and women who have served in the military to fight and protect our country and made that huge sacrifice. It is a huge sacrifice. You give up a lot to go and fight for your country, and I appreciate it. I applaud anybody who does it. I applaud especially the women. It amazes me that women can do that. I never could. I would never join the military. It is not something that I believe I could do or even that I should do. That's just a personal opinion. So today I just wanted to have a little bit of fun and go through some videos that I found on Libs of TikTok. I had already recorded this once and it didn't record my sound, so I have to redo it. There was another thing that I did. I did read the article about Ken Paxton's impeachment and him being suspended from office here in Texas. I'm not going to read that again. I just want to say that I think it's ridiculous, and I feel like the wishes of the Texas citizens are being undermined. We voted him in. We wanted him there. We trust what he's doing, and they're trying to get rid of him because I think that they're losing their power, and they don't want that to happen. So, rhinos, of course. Okay, so let's get to Libs of TikTok. Now, this first video that I came across, white women are one of the most dangerous groups in the U.S. Whiteness is a cult. Now, if you don't know the story about the pregnant nurse in New York City went to rent a city bike, she paid for it, and then 5 black men surrounded her, and one of them tried to take it from her while they were filming, trying to make a viral video, I guess, to be like, this white woman tried to steal from us. Look how black people are treated. Her attorney came out because she was put on leave. Her attorney came out and produced a receipt of the bike that she paid for, the timestamp that lines up with the fact that she's the one that purchased that bike, and they were trying to steal it from her, I guess, to make a viral video. I don't know. But just listen to what this woman says about it.
It's truly amazing to me how fast the narrative changes. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. White women are one of the most dangerous groups in the United States and abroad. At this point, we've pretty much all seen the video of the city bike incident between the black guy and the white woman. The black guy claimed that he bought the bike. The white woman claimed that she bought the bike. It was a tug-of-war match. But notice how white people were laying in wait for some little nugget of information that was going to absolve this white woman of taking accountability for the harm that she put these boys in. Whiteness is a cult, and they will always come to the defense of their cult members. This evidence that people are now getting on here to push to say that this white woman is innocent actually doesn't prove anything at all. But it does prove the lengths that some of y'all will go to protect white women. It's wild to me how people still see black people as one of the most violent groups, when actually the most violent among us has the inability to hold their community members accountable for the ways in which they harm other people. You know who you are. Okay. It's truly amazing to me how fast the narrative changes.
Shut up. Okay. And the narrative didn't change. It was always the same. She was innocent. They were trying to steal from her. That is what happened. So, the fact that she still thinks that proving the fact that she's the innocent one in this incident doesn't even matter because whiteness is a cult, and it's wild to her that people think that black people are still the most dangerous group in America. Well, if you just look at statistics, the facts, even though this may offend some people, black men make up 6% of the population of America, yet they commit over half of the violent crimes in America. You just look at Chicago, the black on black crime. That's not white people going into Chicago and killing black people. That's black people killing black people. They are, in fact, the most violent people, black men, in America. Those are facts. And you cannot run and hide from facts. This woman, if it was a white woman getting on here saying a black woman is the most dangerous group in America and it's blackness is a cult, that would be racist and bigoted. She'd be canceled. She might lose her job. But a black woman can get on there and say this about white women, and it's totally fine. Not a problem. However, it's not totally fine. It is a problem. She is a racist, and she's no better than anybody else. So, who cares what she has to say? I don't know if you know about the incident about Dodgers and they were hosting something for Pride Month, and there was this group of trans people that wanted to dress up like nuns, and there was a lot of backlash on it, and so they were uninvited, but then they were invited back, and I believe that that is the group that is performing this little scene here. I'm not going to play all of it, I'm just going to play a portion of it, but just watch. Okay, that's all I'm going to play. It's a almost 3.5 minute long video. It's disgusting. And what I was saying when I was recording this earlier was that I feel like people like this are reprobates. As a Christian, I know everybody is given a chance to repent and be saved. But you can reject God so many times that eventually he will say, okay, you don't want to accept me. I've tried. You're not going to do it, so I'm done trying. That's it. And that's your chances. And these, to me, are reprobates. And it is disgusting that they make a mockery of the crucifixion. But you notice how they don't make mockeries of Muhammad or anything like that. You can get in trouble for drawing a picture of Muhammad, who follows a false god. He is a false prophet. He is a pedophile. He married a 9-year-old girl, or was she 9? I think she was 9, but he didn't consummate the marriage until she was a few years older. That's disgusting, but you can't say anything about Muhammad. But you can mock the crucifixion of Jesus. That's okay. And the reason why they don't do any mockeries of these other religions is because deep down they know the truth of who Jesus is and the true story that he really did die on the cross for your sins. He really did raise from the dead. It is the true gospel, which is why that is the only thing that they mock as far as religion goes, because they know it's truth and they hate the truth. I would not want to be these people standing in front of God on Judgment Day, because I truly believe these people are going to burn in hell. I really do believe that. Now, maybe they have a chance to get saved. I don't know if they've blown all their chances because they just fully reject God and hate him. But if they don't, they are going to burn in hell. And it's disgusting what they do. This one is from the U.S. Embassy. And it's in Brazil. And they made a video about pronoun usage, including em, per, pers, and ze, her pronouns. So let's listen to what they have to say over at our U.S. Embassy.
Hi, my name is Mark, and I use he, him pronouns. You've probably noticed that more and more people are stating their preferred pronouns when they introduce themselves in social conversations, in classrooms, in the workplace, in their email signatures, and on social media. The reason is simple. There is a range of gender identities beyond male and female. In English, many use he, him, or she, her pronouns, but a growing number of people are using different pronouns like they, them, ze, them, ze, here, her, pers, and am. These are called gender-neutral pronouns. They don't specify the gender of the subject of the sentence, and they exist because you can't assume someone's gender just by looking at them. Words matter, and they are powerful tools to convey meaning and connect more deeply with one another. Making incorrect assumptions about someone's gender, that's a microaggression that could be hurtful for individuals who identify with certain communities, such as transgender or queer communities. So, what's the best way to be sure you're using the right pronouns? Just ask. Asking for and using someone's preferred pronouns show respect and help create an inclusive environment.
Okay. First of all, when did the queer community get their own flag? Like a new flag instead of the rainbow flag. Okay. Didn't know that. Second of all, it's funny that they choose to do this at the U.S. Embassy in Brazil, because Brazil is full of hedonism, and they give into the lust of the flesh. You know, they have their little festivals that they have that also make a mockery of Jesus. I think in 2019 they did, and this past year when they finally got to do it again after COVID, they did. But question of the day, and I want you to comment, has anybody ever introduced themselves to you and giving you their preferred pronouns at that introduction? I've never had that happen. Now, I do know that there's a person at my job that goes by they, them pronouns. I've never met them. I don't even know who they are. They do have an option in your profile to put your preferred pronouns. However, you do not have to do that. I didn't do it. Most people that I look at, profiles at work, they don't have their pronouns because we know who they are just by looking at them. And it's just this one person. But I can honestly say I have never met a trans person in real life. One time at Walmart, I thought maybe I saw one, but I can't be sure. So I can't say that I actually have seen a trans person in real life, because I feel like they solely exist on social media. I don't see them out in reality. It's kind of strange how they act like this is such a big community, and it's everybody's going gay and trans, and I honestly don't see it. And I think it is just something that happens on social media, and that's where most of our teenagers are, which is the problem. I'm not going to ask somebody their pronouns. Forget it. Now this one here I saw. First of all, what are these vampire piercings? I've never seen piercings like that. But it's interesting. Someone asked a question. They said, can I ask about the name of the piercing? They're talking about a specific piercing. I'm a trans man, but never heard of them, and I'm curious. Let's see what piercing they're talking about.
Yeah, technically a gender-affirming piercing can be any piercing that you get that affirms your gender. Think of, earlobe piercings for women. But when a lot of people say this term, they're referring specifically to piercings that help with bottom dysphoria for trans people. The specific piercings that I got are inner labes. A lot of trans masculine people will get these piercings and get them done at a large gauge and wear big heavy jewelry in it, and it can emulate balls. And when you're wearing this type of jewelry and these piercings, it can affect the way that you have to sit and stand and walk in a way that makes your body language appear more masculine. A lot of people also just find it really affirming to have that physical weight there. If you want to hear more about what my experience getting these piercings was like and what they're like so far for me, go to the next video.
Okay, that's the piercing they're talking about. I didn't even know piercings like that existed. Clearly, I'm not a degenerate. So, of course, there's things that I don't know about because I don't delve into that kind of stuff. I just think that is so weird. I don't know what's happened to our society, and I think COVID played a big part in it. Driving people insane, being locked up in their homes. I really do think that played a big part of this insanity of the pronouns and neo-pronouns. And I know that it has been happening since like Kinsley and Dr. Money. I get that, but it's really taken off here after COVID. And I think it's because people had too much time on their hands to be on social media and then get brainwashed and indoctrinated with the ridiculousness of what's going on. First of all, I have to say, this girl, she's not an ugly girl. But she really needs to shave her armpits. It's really, really gross. But she says that she uses we, us pronouns because we are all inherently connected, and she's on a collective level of consciousness. So this has to do with that new age religion stuff, the crystals, the enneagrams, all that stuff, astrology, your horoscopes. That's what this kind of stuff is, this collective consciousness. Let's listen to her.
I have slowly but surely been identifying less and less with she, her, hers, which were my pronouns for years. And for a while I was like, I guess they, them, theirs, whatever worked for me. But I've realized that we're all so inherently connected that what makes me feel most validated is when I and when others use us and ours and we. Like, I love that for us. Like, instead of I love that for you, like, I love that for us. And things like that, you know what I mean? It makes me feel really happy. And as often as I can, I strive to use collective pronouns.
Okay, if you've never seen the show The Magicians, she reminds me of one of the characters when she does that laugh, Julia. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just something that I noticed. We are not on a collective consciousness, okay? We are all individuals. We all have our own individual conscience. So I don't like this new age junk. I know somebody, she has a dating profile, and after the first couple sentences, she starts listing her astrological sign, her Enneagram number. I think she mentioned something about crystals, and I thought, this is why you attract the weirdos. Because men, like real men that want to find a woman, first of all, I don't think they're going to be on dating apps. But second of all, if they are definitely not clicking on that profile. They're just not. That's where the weirdos come in. And this is why you can't find anybody online, especially when you put that kind of stuff on there. Because men, like real men that want to find a woman to be a wife to them and to build a family, do not want people that are into astrology because they're weird. It is weird. And when they see that in a profile, they know that means warning, stay away. That's what this girl reminds me of. This is, NBC News reported it, that a parent filed a police report on a middle school teacher for reading an LGBTQ book to students. It says, for some reason they didn't provide examples from the book which the teacher showed to students. I wonder why. It teaches us how to have gay relations and to use hookup apps. I'm obviously changing out the words, but you can take a look at this book. The book is called This Book is Gay. And in the picture, it talks about the different body parts on a man. And then it gives you instructions, like on the neck of the ears, that these are sensitive areas that love being kissed and licked. Or how, relations should always start with a kiss initially. This is just not something, even adults shouldn't be looking at this because it is obviously porn. But children, for sure, should not be seeing this. And then you see it tells you down here how the hookup apps work. Upload a tiny pic of yourself to the app. The app works out your location. The app tells you where the nearest homosexuals are. You then chat to them. Because they are near, it is easy to meet up with them. We should not be teaching children how to meet up with people off the internet. First of all, that's where pedophiles are. Second of all, it's not even just a hookup app. It's for homosexual hookups. So they're not even teaching kids just how to meet someone on the internet. They're trying to persuade them into doing gay hookups instead. And then chapter 9 talks about the ins and outs of it. And it says that if you don't think you're ready, then to skip the entire chapter, but that you should know that you're taught about straight sex when you're 10 years old during year 6. I was not. In fact, sex ed came at 7th grade, and I was not allowed to attend. I sat out in the hall doing alternative work, and I was the only kid in my class that could not participate because my dad said no. Now, in health class, when I was in 11th grade, we did do a short course. I was allowed to sit in on that one. But number one, first and foremost, and especially in Texas, they still teach abstinence. And that is 90% of sex ed in Texas. Abstinence. Wait until you're married. But they then taught, if you're going to go ahead anyway, be safe. Use caution. Get tested, whatever it is. And then they brought in 2 people to speak with us. One was a gay man who had AIDS and HIV, and he spoke to us about how he got it. Or it was 3 people, because his was through having relations with another man. Another man got AIDS through sharing needles, through being a drug addict. He was then clean at the time, and he had been clean for like 9 years, but he still suffered from the AIDS HIV because of sharing a dirty needle. And then there was a girl there that had it, and it was passed on to her through her mother when she was pregnant with her. So of no fault of her own, she has AIDS HIV because of something her mother did when she was pregnant, which is really sad because it doesn't seem fair that she should have to deal with that. But, God works in mysterious ways. And one thing that I can see from allowing a child to come out having that from what the mother did, from the disease that she had, and through no fault of the own, the child also gets it, is to show that not all people that have AIDS, HIV did anything wrong. They weren't out having, gay relations. They're not drug addicts sharing dirty needles. Sometimes just people get it, and it's through no fault of their own. And I think people weren't realizing that. I mean, it was a huge thing way, way, way back. People were scared to touch people that had AIDS. They were scared to shake their hands. We really did start learning more about how you can get it from somebody, and that it's not as simple as just a handshake. They have to have fluids coming out, and you have to have an open sore on your skin for it to get into your bloodstream. It's a lot more difficult than just a handshake. But people were very wary of people with AIDS. So I think that one thing that this girl can show is that you don't mistreat people that have it, because you never know why it is that they have it in the first place. And it might be through no fault of their own. But I don't really know how I got on that rant through this. However, it does say the fact that they didn't also teach you what same-sex couples do is nothing less than institutionalized homophobia. I don't believe that teachers at school should be teaching sex ed to children. I understand we teach biology and basic science of how the body works, about puberty and your different body parts. I get that. If you're going to do it, I think the girls and the boys should be separated, and they each just learn about how their bodies work. They don't need to know how the opposite sex bodies work, because they're either boys or girls, and you should separate it. And I do know in 5th grade, when they did separate us and taught us about puberty, the girls were by themselves, and boys were not involved in that conversation of when you hit puberty as a girl. But 5th grade is a little early, because I don't know any girl who hits puberty in 5th grade. So, I mean, that's pretty young when you think about it. So, I mean, that's 9 years old. We're talking year 6, year 10. So at 9 years old, maybe today, because of the hormones that are put into everything that make girls go through puberty faster than they used to. So maybe now today, but when I was in school, I don't think so. And then it continues on, talking about, I challenge any politician to discuss this with me. I will ruin them. Anyway, they just said that it should be inclusive of people with same-sex relations. And then the next page just kind of talks about how hooking up with the same sex, man with man, how that whole process works, and how to decide how to do it. This is for middle schoolers. This is criminal, in my opinion. I think that teachers should be arrested for showing pornographic images to children. This should not be allowed in schools. And I applaud the parents who made the police report. Now, this was in Illinois, so I don't know if that's more of a blue state. I believe it is, because I think it is more blue. So I can't see this teacher getting in any kind of trouble. But if I were the parent that filed the police report, my kid would just not be going to school anymore. I'd be homeschooling. I don't know what the homeschool laws are in Illinois. Texas, it's pretty lax. As long as you're teaching them the basic subjects, you can kind of do it however you want. You have to teach them math, reading, English, science, history, I think, maybe spelling, I don't know. There's certain subjects that you must teach when you homeschool, but your structure, your curriculum, that's all up to the parent. And Texas really doesn't much interfere with homeschooling, which is nice. So I don't know about Illinois, but if I were that parent, my kid would not be going to that school anymore at all. And I would spread this far and wide, because this is unacceptable to do to children. It's disgusting. Anyway, that's all I have. I just wanted to go through, it's a holiday. I just wanted to have a little fun, go through some of these Libs of TikTok videos and just react. Go support Libs of TikTok. All she does is just repost what the Libs already post themselves, and she just gets it out to a wider audience for us to watch and criticize and make fun of, because some of it is retarded. And yes, I said it. It is retarded. Preferred pronouns, dumb. It's stupid. And I'm not going to play along with that game. Anyway, go follow her on Libs of TikTok if you want to see more of the videos. Don't forget to follow me on Rumble and on YouTube. You can like the video and share it. And again, don't forget to comment. The question of the day is, when anybody has introduced themselves to you for the first time, did they also include the preferred pronouns? I want to know how many people that has happened to. And then you can also go to my link tree to get to all my social media and follow me there. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Happy Memorial Day, and God bless.